Person has died from an overdose in Mission Beach. This happened around 2:30 this morning on Oceanfront Walk. Police say 3 people overdosed on fentanyl. They were given Narcan, and at least 1 person was taken to the hospital where they later died. Police are investigating. Thanks for joining us here at 6 a.m. everyone. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Nada Irampur. Our other top story this morning, the man who helped disarm the shooter at the Club Q in Colorado is a military veteran from here, San Diego.
Yeah, and this morning we are hearing from Richard Fierro, who says he's not a hero. CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol live in Hillcrest with more on that. Plus, how San Diegans are standing in solidarity with the victims of this shooting here. Dana Marie?
Well, although he says he's not a hero, that really was an incredible act of bravery. Richard Fierro says that he didn't think twice about stopping the gunman. We're learning a little bit more about what happened. He says he was celebrating a birthday at the club with his wife, his daughter, and his daughter's boyfriend. That was Raymond Green Vance, and you might recognize that name because he was one of the victims. He died that night. Now, he said all he could think about was protecting his family and those around him. Take a listen.
I was done doing this stuff. It was too much. And it came in handy. And I got to protect my kid. I lost my kid's boyfriend. I tried for everybody in there. I still feel bad that there's 5 people. There's 5 people that didn't come home. And this guy, I told him while I was hitting him, I said, I'm gonna kill you, man, because you tried to kill my friends. My family was in there.
Now, you just heard that emotional response from Fierro. He's a decorated 15-year veteran, and he grew up here in San Diego, a Mira Mesa High School and San Diego State graduate. He's known within the Latino brewery community in Colorado Springs and here locally. Now, according to the Union Tribune, Fierro said during a lull in the shooting, he ran at the suspect who was wearing some type of body armor plates, pulled him down before severely beating him until the police arrived. Now, back here in Hillcrest, hundreds took to the streets last night, marching from Rich's nightclub to here at the Pride flag, which is now at half staff. Armed with candles and signs and raising their voices, San Diegans showed their solidarity with the victims in Colorado Springs, while also standing in defiance of hatred that apparently fueled this shooting. Now, Mayor Todd Gloria spoke at the Stop the Hate rally. He said, "You will not let them steal our safe places, our joy, and our safety." Those we spoke to say they are not backing down. Now, San Diego Police Chief David Nislett said that police patrols will be increased in our local communities, and specialized units here in Hillcrest, along with undercover officers, will be used to keep this community safe. Now, again, here at the Pride flag, we do see a memorial growing. I'm going to step out of the way so you can get a good idea of some of those beautiful flowers left behind for those victims. Recently, people here in the community were celebrating or remembering, Remembrance Transgender Day. So that was on the eve of this horrible tragedy. So many people coming together to remember those victims in outrage and saying that something like this can never happen again. I'm Dana Marie McNichol coming to you live from Hillcrest.
Dana Marie, thank you for that. And now this morning, we do know the names of the 5 people who were killed in the shooting. So you see their pictures here: Kelly Loving, Raymond Vance, Ashley Pott, Daniel Aston, and then Derek Rump. Police now say 17 other people were injured in that attack.
Police are still determining the motive of the suspect, 22-year-old Anderson Lee Aldridge, who remains hospitalized. He faces 5 counts of first-degree murder and 5 counts of committing a bias-motivated crime. He's expected to make his first court appearance remotely here in the coming days. And new this morning, San Diego's Regional Task Force on Homelessness is getting a $5 million grant. The money is from the Bezos Day One Families Fund, which was started by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. This is the largest private gift in the history of the local task force. The organization CEO says they will use the money to help make homelessness in our region, quote, rare, brief, and one time.
And now San Diego police getting ready to begin enforcing a street vendor ban in the Gaslamp Quarter. This all comes after that alleged turf dispute outside Petco Park over the weekend. A hot dog vendor is facing charges, accused of stabbing another vendor. The city says they should not have been there in the first place. Vending is not allowed in the Gaslamp, East Village, and areas of Little Italy. However, there has not been much police enforcement. That's going to change the first weekend of December. Signs are now up around the neighborhood about that vendor ban.
Really hoping that this change to have PD be the enforcement arm will bring some kind of balance back to the Gaslamp Quarter and have a better 2023 without vendors downtown.
We should point out there are areas that vendors can operate, but they must have a permit to do so. The city has extended their rules to beaches and its coastal zone, where you won't be able to vend. During the summer months, though, vending it's off limits in Mission Bay Park, La Jolla Shores Boardwalk, and Balboa Park. The rules for coastal areas, they will take effect early next year. People who own a single-family home in the city of San Diego, well, you're closer to paying for trash service. Supporters of Measure B, including Council President Sean Elo Rivera, say it's going to pass. We just got another election update, and yes votes lead by 3,000 right now. The measure ends no-fee trash pickup for single-family homes, and it would generate tens of millions of dollars a year in revenue for the city. Once the results are certified next month, the city will then lay out plans for the next steps and how much you may have to pay.
This morning, San Diego soccer fans getting ready to watch Mexico take on Poland in the World Cup. The game starts at 8 a.m. And CBS 8's Chris Groh live in National City, where a watch party is going to be held here this morning, and that's going to be probably pretty loud there pretty soon.
Yeah, I think in about maybe an hour, when doors open here at Machete Beer House, that's when we'll start to hear and feel that excitement, because a lot of those Team Mexico fans, those supporters, are probably taking a little bit of a nap right now, because in their group, we saw one of the biggest upsets in World Cup history, Saudi Arabia taking down group favorite Argentina. And we know that a lot of Team Mexico supporters were likely up early, if you will, watching that game, waiting to see what would happen. And we indeed did see that upset. So once they've gotten a little bit of sleep and we get those beers flowing here at Machete Beer House, as well as other watch parties across the county, Team Mexico will be ready to go. Of course, they're going to be taking the pitch at 8 a.m. our time. That's when the game will start. It's their first game here in group play. Of course, we know that these watch parties can be an amazing atmosphere. We know that there will be here in National City, as well as Novo Brazil Brewing over in Otay Mesa as well here. But a quick note here about the Mexico matchup. They'll be taking on Poland. Mexico is ranked number 9 in the FIFA World Cup rankings, while Poland is 24. And Mexico, if you look at the betting line, is technically a slight favorite, though it does look like the odds are predicting a draw. But we'll see how aggressive either team will play now that they know that Argentina, again, the group favorite, went down to Saudi Arabia in group play. Now, some other notes about the Mexican national team. Andres Guardado and Guillermo Ochoa are about to make Mexico the first country, those two players, to have players at the same tournament participating in their 5th World Cup. Again, they've been at 5 of these World Cups they've participated in, so quite the longevity there. We know, of course, that Novo Brazil, Machete Beer House, those are going to be some exciting atmospheres. But at Novo Brazil, the San Diego Loyal says that they will be joining Mexico supporters out there as well, too. Of course, we know that there was quite the atmosphere yesterday at a number of different watch parties for Team USA. Unfortunately, though, they had that 1-1 draw with Wales. They'll be playing again on Friday. So again, set your calendar for all of these watch parties. Look out on Instagram when you're at one of these watch parties. Ask when the next one is. You are not going to want to miss out a chance to take a seat here and watch this, because it's a little bit even more joyous, if you will, than events like the World Series or other type of sporting events. I mean, we're talking about international crowds and groups getting together, watching this on the world stage. It's an incredible time to kind of, again, be a supporter of either Team USA or Team Mexico or any other international team that is currently in the World Cup. Best of luck to everybody. But again, 8 a.m., that is when Mexico will take on Poland. Eric and Netta.
Okay, thank you so much, Chris Groh. Yeah, it's going to get packed as soon as that opens up. All right, today we are inviting you to skate with 8. You see that right there on your screen. The CBS 8 team, including all of us, will be at the Rady Children's Hospital ice rink supporting their Light the Way campaign.
Ready to lace them up again? I think we all are here.
Yeah, we're going to try.
Proceeds from the ice rink at Liberty Station will help children fighting cancer and blood disorders. The CBS 8 team will be there between 3 to 7 p.m. and we'll have a special edition on of the 4 out there as well. So we've invite you all to come out. If you can't make it today, it's okay. The ice rink is open until January 8th. Just keep in mind that this money helps kids that are going to be at Rady Children's during Thanksgiving, during Christmas. They don't get to have the holidays most kids do, and this money helps bring the holidays to them. Gifts, celebrations, parties. They've got all the cops and the lights and the fire trucks that go by there and light the way for them.
We want to bring them some joy.
Absolutely.
If we can.
And you just get to enjoy ice skating
And
in
skating
general, right?
at Liberty Station. It's beautiful. Yeah.
It is. It's wonderful out there. And temperatures are going to be cold yet again. Shouldn't come as a big surprise. We have seen night after night of these overnight lows dropping, in some cases down to the 30s. Take a look. I want to point out the direction of those winds that we're working with right now. They're mainly still offshore, but we're going to see that shift back to onshore flow as the day continues, and that'll bring our afternoon highs down just slightly compared to yesterday. We've got a little bit of light coming through with that sunrise, so the sunrise taking place shortly. Afternoon highs are going to be mostly in the upper 60s along the coast, low 70s inland. 66 for PB, 69 in Coronado, 64, a little bit cooler up in La Jolla, and then as you head inland, Santee, El Cajon warming up to 75 as that forecast high. Along the coastline, we're still going to stay, because of that sea breeze, mostly in the upper 60s as opposed to the low 70s, but Oceanside could make their way there at 71, 73 for Vista, and 57, much cooler at Palomar Mountain along with Mount Laguna. 53 is their forecast high. Borrego Springs, Ocotillo Wells warming up to 75 as that afternoon high. Thank you to Anna for sending this photo in from La Jolla. We've had beautiful sunrise, sunset views like it. As we head toward your Thanksgiving itself, we'll see a shift in that wind as well, and we'll see a return to the Santa Ana. So Wednesday into Thursday, warmer temperatures come about, dry offshore winds do too. We'll have more details on that in just a few minutes. Traffic this morning has been light on the roads. We'll take you to just one crash that has been popping up. So for the most part, these screens are actually pretty bare, but we'll zoom in specifically to the Rancho Bernardo area. This is where we've got one lane blocked with a crash on the 15 southbound at Camino del Norte. Again, this not causing any major backups, just popped up on the screen here. You see how both directions right now are still in the green. That means they are likely able to push this over to the right-hand shoulder if possible. Still working to get more info from CHP, so we'll let you know once we get that. Ned and Eric, back to you.